Hi, today we're going to talk about the geography of Canaan, which is going to be the land of the ancient Israelites, also known as the Hebrews. Please excuse any coughing or weird interrupts, I'm still quite sick. So, why settle in Canaan? Now, we see there are going to be several geographic areas of Canaan that are going to be excellent for farming. This isn't going to include the coastal plains, so along the Mediterranean Sea, near the Jordan River, and around the Sea of Galilee. Now, looking at this map here, I'd like you to discuss for a few moments where would be the difficult areas. Why do you think so? You might want to pause the video here. So, what did you decide? I would say probably the Transjordan Highlands, the Dead Sea, and other brown areas such as the Central Highlands and the Negev would probably be the areas you would want to avoid due to dryness, and we're going to get into that later on. First, we're going to discuss the coastal plains. Now, the coastal plains are going to be great because there's going to be lots of rain in the winter months, and therefore rain is going to allow you to grow crops such as wheat, olives, and grapes. Now, it can be rocky for some areas, making it hard to till the land, and unfortunately there's no river, so you're highly dependent on the rain. As you can see from the pictures below, it's a pretty beautiful part of the world. Next we go to the Jordan River, a natural spot which many of you would have thought would be the best place to go. Now this is great because obviously you have fresh water, there's fishing, animals are going to live by the river because just like humans, animals need water to survive, and it's going to be furlough long. However, this is not going to have flooding, so there will not be silt. How is this different from the other rivers we've studied? Take a moment and discuss it. You may want to pause now. Well, hopefully you remembered how the Tigris and Euphrates rivers flooded, and how the Nile River was even better because it flooded predictably. Anyways, moving on. We go to the Sea of Galilee. Now, this is going to be a large freshwater lake. It's called the sea. It's really a lake. Once again, fish are going to be there. Lots of animals are going to be there living by the water, and it's going to be fertile by that land. Now, what similar problem is this going to have, do you think, compared with the Jordan River? I'll pause for a moment. That's right, you should have said that it's probably not going to flood and therefore not going to go and give any fertile silt. Next we get to the Dead Sea. Now the Dead Sea is called this not because there are dead things floating in it or anything, but it's hard for anything to live there. It's so hard for things to live there because it is so salty. 6 times saltier than the ocean at times. It's become a place where people go there for rest and relaxation. Apparently the water is good for your skin. You can float very well in it. But it's one of the saltiest places on Earth. If you look at those pictures down on the bottom there, those are giant blocks of salt. Next we have the mountains. This is going to include our Central Highlands, Transjordan Highlands, and we're going to see it's going to be very dry for those places. The Negev, which is a desert, also going to be very dry, so a lot of people aren't going to be living there. These areas are not good for farming. Now, we're going to see that the land of Canaan, which are the places that we've talked about, a lot of them, it's going to be hilly, dry. But there are going to be good places to live there. Now, the people are going to adapt, especially those that went to the Negev. They're going to be herders and nomads instead of farmers. Now, let's pause for a moment and refresh ourselves. What is a nomad? Hopefully you said something about how that nomads are people who move from place to place in search of food and water for their animals. Alright, so at the end of this you should now know What parts of Canaan, which Israel will be in, were good for settling? Which parts or regions of Canaan were poor for settlement? Have a great day.